Hey everybody, welcome to another Pedagogy in Practice. This week I'm going to be talking about mastery paths. So mastery paths provide us an opportunity to offer our students individualized learning paths. So what's so cool about mastery paths is that we can have students, based on their responses to an assignment, go on different paths. So if students don't pass the assignment or don't earn a certain amount of points on the assignment, we can offer additional just-in-time teaching on a specific concept. If students do okay on an assignment, but maybe need a little bit of extra practice on the concept, we can provide them a different path where they, based on their responses, will have some extra practice to kind of play around with the concept. And then if students really understand the concept, we can offer them advanced activities so that they can go a little bit deeper. But the best thing about mastery paths is that after students have gone through all of these different activities, we are able to support our students in all achieving the goal of being able to understand and apply a concept in one of our modules. I'm going to now talk about how we can use mastery paths in Canvas. All right, now that we know why mastery paths are helpful, we can think about how we can actually put them into our courses. So I'm going to show you step by step how we can do this in Canvas. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go to Settings, and we're going to select Feature Previews. So once we have Feature Previews selected, we'll scroll down until we see Mastery Paths. And we just want to click the X so that we can enable it and we get that green check. So once we have the green check, we can go ahead to our modules and we can start creating the Mastery Path. So one of the important things that we want to make sure we do before we add a Mastery Path is we want to have all of the different options for our students in the module. So we want to have the module fully built out. And it can be helpful to kind of increase the indent here so that we know that these are part of the mastery path, just so we can keep it organized. So then what this will look like is if I have the accessibility quiz, I'm going to go into accessibility quiz and I click edit. And now that I have mastery paths, there's going to be this little piece right here. Now I do have a page set up, so I'm actually going to want to do that first. So for mastery paths, you can have assignments or content pages be included in the mastery path. But if you use a content page, we want to make sure that we just click this little button at the bottom when we edit. So I'll show you how to do that. So this is a page that I'll have students watch if they answer the quiz incorrectly, so that they can get a little extra video on accessibility links. And then I added a quick check where students are going to have to see apply their knowledge before they can move on, to show that click here is not an accessible link. And if I want this to show up in the mastery path, I just need to click allow in mastery paths. And then I'm going to click save. Okay. So that's all built out, all ready to go. And now I'm going to go back to my module and I'm going to look at the quiz. So I'm going to go open up the quiz and I'm going to click edit. And under mastery paths, I have these different options. So I can assign, maybe I'll have students do the assignment if they score less than 3 points. So I'll have them do the accessibility tips and tricks assignment. And then if they score 0 points, I'll have them watch that video. Actually, I did this wrong. Sorry about that. So I'm going to say if they get one question wrong on the quiz, then they're going to do this understanding accessibility assignment. And so this is the mastery path. I could also add an assignment if students maybe an article for students to read on accessibility if they scored 100%, but I don't have to. I can also use this as a way to just provide just-in-time information to students. I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and then I'm going to go back to the module so that we can see what this is like. So if a student were to get 0 points on the accessibility quiz, then they would be taken to this accessibility tips and tricks page. And if a student were to get 1 question wrong, so they got 2 points on the quiz, they would be taken to understanding accessibility. Now, if they got 100%, they would move straight on to this interactive lesson, applying design. And that's it. That's how you can set up mastery paths in your course. A lot of little steps, but something kind of fun to play around with, and it can be a great way to make sure that students are getting individualized support. Thank you so much. Bye.